there was a young man who fell in love. He fell in love with one of the most prettiest women you could have ever imagined. She gave him love. She gave him respect. She gave him children. And this young man was so excited to be with this woman that he went out and he bought a ring. He wanted to be with this woman more than anyone ever. Any woman that he had ever dated could not compare to this woman. He told his mother, he found his father, and he told him. He told his brothers and his sisters, his cousins and his aunts. And they prepared to marry. He went and bought flowers. He went into debt and bought a dress for her and bought himself a suit. See, this young man, he was the happiest in his life. And that young woman was too. She was very happy. She was so happy to be with this man, and he was so happy to be with her. And he married her. And they went on to what was supposed to be a happily ever after. He went to work and he went to school. He got a good trade and went off into his career. And every day he worked to the bone, and he raised his son, and he had a daughter. He raised his daughter. He got them of age, and he continued to work every day, and he became an older man, a much wiser man. Still married, still in love. And along the way, he made a mistake. He made a big mistake. He cheated with one of his co-workers at his job. And he had been working at this job 10 plus years. And he had known of his mistake, but it was eating him up so bad. Eating him up so bad that he had to tell her what happened. He had to go to his wife and explain to her that, baby, I had cheated on you. And she was angry, and they argued, and they fought. They went through the ups and downs of struggling with that trust and rebuilding that trust again. And everything smoothed on out. Everything was fine for a while. Back to our happily ever after. And then this woman met a man, not her husband. He was fun. He was exciting. He made her laugh more than her husband. He made her smile more than her husband. He gave her gifts. He showered her. And she began an affair with this man. This man didn't want to be with her, but he just wanted to be good to her. And he was good to her. And she loved him, despite the fact that he only had love for her, but he was not in love with her. And she began to look at her marriage and look at this man who had married her. Look at this man who she had given children to. To look at this man and began to see that she wasn't as happy as she thought she was. She wasn't as in love as she thought she had felt. And this woman began to seek a way out. She'd come in the door, and though he tried to make her smile, she couldn't smile. Though he tried to pay all the bills for her, thinking that, hey, maybe I'll take away the utilities and I'll pay all the bills this time. Maybe that'll make her happy. And she wasn't. Maybe I'll take her out on a date. Maybe that'll work. And he knew that something wasn't right. he knew that something was wrong in his marriage. So he got up one morning and he called in on his job and he told him, I'm sick, I'm not feeling well, not coming to work today. And he left the house as if he was going to work, and his wife left and she went to work. And he followed her to the job. When he followed her to the job, he parked in the back of the parking lot, and he saw a man get out of his car. As he saw his wife sitting in the car, and the man walked up, and she got out of the car, and he hugged her, kissed her, felt on this man's wife. And rage and filled her husband. And from the back of the parking lot, he got out to get a better look. And he walked through the parking lot, walked through the cars, still trying to be hid, but still wanting to see how far that this would go. And he saw her within this man's arms. And this young man, this once young man who had become older man, who had given 20 years of his life to his marriage, turned around and went back to his car. Went back to his car, he opened the glove compartment, and he grabbed a pistol. He walked out into the parking lot, quietly but furiously burning inside. And the wife looked over and she saw him. And in panic, tried to explain to him, tried to reason with him. The man who she was kissing, who she was having an affair with, in a rage, asked him, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? She loves me. She loves me. You should have treated her better. And he didn't say a word. He just opened fire, taking out his wife and the man. Quietly got up from standing over their bodies, sat the gun on his wife's car, and sat on the hood. Everybody at her job came out, and in shock and in awe, they called the police. Police is on the way because they heard the gunshots. They saw her lying on the floor. They saw the man lying on the ground. And the police got there, and quietly he handcuffed 2 adult children, 1 teenage child, no longer have a mother, and just lost their father. Lost their father to prison because in a blind rage, he could not take what had happened to him. He could not take what he had just witnessed. And forever, a family was broken. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. This man had lost everything, but he lost even more in a fit of rage. I'm not giving a moral to the story. I'm not wrapping it up with wise words. I'm just explaining to you how life has worked out for many people. He wasn't the only one. She wasn't the only one who had been through this before. But in many cases, this is what happens to the love of men. That we love so deep that we give everything. The love we have for women, what they make us feel, powerful. What should he have done? Did he do the right thing? I'll explain what he should have done in another video, but you tell me what he should have done.